The number of sales in Manhattan is down 40%, and in Brooklyn it's down 45%. But our price is down too. And why are we still hearing about bidding wars? Let's dive into the data starting in Manhattan. In Manhattan for co-ops, the median price is down about 3.2% since last year. The number of sales is down 35%. For Manhattan condos, the median price is down 7.6%, and the number of sales is down 40%. So in Brooklyn, we won't look at the same charts because Brooklyn as a whole is not relevant to our clients because Brooklyn is really huge. But if we focus on Northwest Brooklyn, like Brooklyn Heights and Cobble Hill, Boerum Hill, Fort Greene, Park Slope, etc., as well as Williamsburg and Greenpoint separately, which we'll call North Brooklyn. In Northwest Brooklyn, condos are actually up 2.7%, and co-ops are up about 0.5%, and townhouses are actually down 6.5%. In North Brooklyn, which is Williamsburg and Greenpoint, everything in that area is mostly condos, so the numbers are all lumped into one number, but the median price is actually up 9.8%. So what does all this mean for you? If you're a buyer in Manhattan, it's still a buyer's market, but the market isn't down a ton. And there are still pockets of Manhattan that are tough to buy into, like those entry-level 2-bedroom, 1-baths in really prime locations. If you're looking at luxury inventory in the top, 10% of sales, depending on where price points are, you should be looking at pretty decent discounts. If you're a buyer in Brooklyn, you probably already feel that it still is a seller's market despite the rise in interest rates. It's still really important to be selectively aggressive when the property is right, but to follow the data closely so that you don't overpay because the market is likely to stabilize and plateau soon. We're past the glory days where you can just overpay because you know that the market's just going to keep going up and up and up. And if you're a seller in Manhattan, you have to price it well in order to sell. And it's really crucial to know what the data looks like in your particular submarket, because your type of property may have actually gone up compared to the rest of the Manhattan market as a whole. For instance, 3-bedroom, 3-baths are more in demand than 3-bedroom, 2-baths in certain neighborhoods in Manhattan. If you're a seller in Brooklyn, gone are the days where you're getting 20 offers before the first open house. If you price it well, you're still going to get 5 offers, but you have to be strategic about that price. Overpriced listings will sit on the market, and underpricing them in the hopes of generating a bidding war doesn't work in the way that it used to work. So you have to balance that line between being a little aggressive with your listing price, but not overshooting the market. And make sure to use the data to defend your listing price, because chances are the data is going to be in your favor. Here's an executive summary on the data. Manhattan is stabilizing after a couple years of rapid growth post-COVID. And Brooklyn just keeps going up. Despite everything else that's happening in the world and in the country, it still goes up. Why? I keep hearing people say, Brooklyn is overpriced. But is it? If it was overpriced, people would stop buying. But the reality is that if you have a $4 million budget, you can get an entire 3,000 square foot townhouse in Brooklyn with 1/3 of the monthlies of a comparable $4 million property in Manhattan. So you're spending the same amount of money, yes, but you're still getting so much more for your money in Brooklyn versus Manhattan. And because of this, momentum is going to continue to move to Brooklyn as long as affordability is a driving factor for buyers. They say there are opportunities in every market. So what are the opportunities in this market? That's what I'm going to talk about in my next video.